welcome back to my channel. I'm Jessica and I talk about frugal living, fitness, motivation, and minimalism. Today I'm going to be talking about the Joneses. Everyone's heard about the Joneses. They got the nicest yard, the nicest stuff, the nicest car, the nicest house, the nicest smartphone, TVs, parties, you name it. They got the nicest stuff. But you want to know the truth about the Joneses? They're broke. The truth is nearly 80% of America are living paycheck to paycheck because you know what? Everyone's trying to be like the Joneses. Stop it. 8 out of 10 people are living paycheck to paycheck. So just because someone has something nice, don't envy them. You gotta break this mindset. Turn the switch, flip the switch. I get so frustrated when people are envying other people when they have stuff, y'all. I was at the river a few weeks ago and I was up there with my cousins and we saw the nicest yacht go by the river, and some family the next tent over were like, oh, that's so nice, I want one of those. But y'all, you know what I saw? I saw debt. When I saw a yacht in a river of where we were, I was like, I just saw dollar signs and tons of debt. I did not envy that because I know 8 out of 10 people are living paycheck to paycheck. They can't afford that. That's probably one of the Joneses, floating by. Wake up, you guys. When Dave Ramsey says live like no one else so you can live and give like no one else later, what do you think he's talking about? He's talking about don't live like the Joneses. You gotta break the normal cycle, okay? The way you have to break the cycle is focused intensity is what he calls it. So if you're paying attention to what the Joneses are, you're losing track of the goal. You're not the Joneses and you don't want to be the Joneses. Joneses are broke. And I know it's hard to change your mindset. A few years ago, I was asked to contribute to this potluck for a holiday party, and they wanted me to buy a $10 hamburger that someone just made on a grill, like a crappy hamburger for $10. And I brought my lunch that day, and even if I didn't, I probably still wouldn't have bought this hamburger. But my boss, she was great, but she was like, hey, it's $10 for this hamburger. And I was like, I'm not paying $10 for this hamburger. So I was put in this peer pressure kind of situation, but I had to take a stand, this is where I'm not spending my money on these little things. I'm breaking the chain. I'm changing my mindset. I'm reverse engineering this goal that I have. My boss was like, oh, you don't have $10? I can give you $10. And she was really nice. But I explained to her it's not about the $10. I have $10. I just don't want to spend it on one probably okay but not really good hamburger for a holiday party that I won't even go to. So I know it takes time and practice to, communicate with others around you, your friends, your family, about little things like that you don't want to spend your money on, especially at work and the peer pressure, and you want to be nice. But if you just explain it to them I have this $10 or whatever it is, I'm going to put it toward paying off my debt or saving for my emergency fund rather than buying this hot hamburger. Y'all will be surprised at how much confidence you'll get when you stop trying to keep up with the Joneses, because it's all about you and your goals. Because these people are keeping you in debt. I don't care about someone's airline miles. I don't care about someone's credit card points. I don't care how many purses Lucy has. I don't care how many shoes, how many vacations. I don't care about any of that. And y'all, to really get focused on this path, I had to get angry at my debt. So unless you're angry or have a really strong why, it's hard to say what's going to motivate you, because you've got to be dedicated and mad, and you've got to be determined not to be in debt. It's a different mindset, and you've just got to switch it, and you will feel so awesome you will feel great after you stop caring about what other people are spending their money on. Another great thing that will happen when you stop caring about the Joneses is that you'll become more goal driven. So for me, I have reached so many goals this year. You know, in this global pandemic, I haven't been able to travel as much as I would usually, but I've been able to save a lot of money, and that's awesome. Once you've achieved the goal of getting out of debt, all your goals will get easier and easier because you can do it. You've proven to yourself that you can do it. How many millionaires do you know that got rich because they have airline points? Once you stop trying to keep up with the Joneses, you'll stop living paycheck to paycheck. You'll be able to pay off your debt. You'll be able to give and live generously. And this is big because if you're focused on your goals, you can be focused on your legacy and your children's legacy. I could care less about the Joneses. The Joneses can do their own thing. I don't care about them. You have to take care of 4 walls first: your food, utilities, shelter, transportation. Picture any goal and then reverse engineer it to how you get there. Like, oh, I want to be debt free. Okay, how much do I owe? How much money do I make? What can I cut out? What can I do to save money? You can't out-earn the poor decisions of being in debt. No matter how much money you have, you can't out-earn these poor decisions. Debt is sneaky. It can be many things. It can be student loans, car payment, mortgages, personal loans, payday loans. Debt is a poor decision all around. And when you see the Joneses, just keep in mind, I just had to rant on this, y'all. When you see the Joneses, like if you feel envy sneaking up, just think, okay, 8 out of 10 Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. And you know that the stuff that the Joneses has costs like a lot of money. Things cost money. And if they're buying all that stuff debt-free, then good for them. You should be focused on your goals and your legacy. Don't worry about the Joneses, because if you're wondering how they can afford something, they probably can't. Well, y'all, that was it for me for today. I hope you enjoyed this little rant. I just needed to get it off my chest. I was thinking about it for a few days now. But I hope this inspired you to not keep up with the Joneses, and I'll see y'all next week. Bye.